What if everything we thought we knew about the battle for the Dutton legacy was wrong? Because after the explosive fallout of episode 6, the episode 7 trailer may have quietly revealed something far more dangerous than another ranch war. Hidden beneath the threats, confrontations, and emotional breakdowns is a clue that could completely change who wins and who survives. And trust me, by the end of this breakdown, you'll see why one character's seemingly innocent decision may trigger the biggest power shift of the season. Let's dive in. The episode 7 trailer wastes absolutely no time. We immediately see the ranch operating under pressure, tensions boiling over, and several characters acting like they're carrying secrets too dangerous to reveal. But here's what's interesting. Almost every major moment in the trailer connects directly back to the consequences of episode 6. And that's where the mystery begins. Episode 6 wasn't just another chapter in the conflict. It created fractures everywhere. Trust was broken. Loyalties shifted. People who once stood together suddenly found themselves questioning each other's motives. Now episode 7 appears ready to exploit those fractures. Think about it. When alliances become uncertain, power doesn't disappear. It simply moves to whoever is willing to take the biggest risk. And according to the trailer, someone is preparing to do exactly that. One of the most revealing shots shows a heated confrontation that feels less like a disagreement and more like the beginning of a civil war inside the ranch itself. The question is, who benefits? Because every conflict in this story has always hidden a deeper agenda underneath. Someone wants control. Someone wants revenge. And someone may be manipulating both sides. Now, before we continue, can we appreciate how nobody on this ranch ever seems capable of having a normal conversation? Every discussion somehow turns into a life-changing threat. It's honestly impressive. But back to the mystery. A recurring theme throughout the trailer is isolation. Several characters appear separated from their usual allies. They're making decisions alone. They're keeping information to themselves. And that's exactly why episode 7 feels dangerous. Isolation creates fear. Fear creates mistakes. Mistakes create opportunities. And opportunities create new kings and queens. The trailer repeatedly emphasizes this chain reaction. What makes this even more intriguing is the emotional state of the major players. They're no longer simply fighting enemies. They're fighting doubt. And doubt can destroy a dynasty faster than any rival ever could. Now here's a theory that's gaining momentum. What if the real battle in episode 7 isn't about land at all? What if it's about legitimacy? Think about every major conflict so far. Every decision, betrayal, and sacrifice ultimately comes back to one question. Who truly deserves the Dutton legacy? The trailer seems obsessed with that idea. Characters aren't just defending territory anymore. They're defending their right to lead. And when leadership becomes the prize, former allies suddenly become competitors. That's where things get dangerous. Because episode 6 created multiple characters who now have reasons to challenge the existing power structure. And the trailer hints that at least one of them is ready to act. But here's the twist. The person making the biggest move may not be the obvious suspect. In fact, the trailer appears designed to distract viewers. Notice how the most dramatic scenes focus attention on open conflict, arguments, threats, confrontations. Yet the quiet moments feel far more important. A glance, a conversation, a character silently observing events. Those moments often reveal the true strategy. It's the classic misdirection technique. Everyone watches the explosion while the mastermind slips through the back door. Could episode 7 be doing exactly that? I think so. And there's another clue supporting this theory. The trailer repeatedly cuts between different storylines in a way that suggests simultaneous events. This editing choice could indicate multiple plans unfolding at once. If that's true, then one faction may be preparing for a battle while another executes a completely different strategy behind the scenes. And that would explain why several characters seem strangely confident despite the chaos surrounding them. Confidence usually comes from information. Information usually comes from secrets. And secrets are everywhere right now. Let's talk about the emotional stakes. Because they're enormous. The Dutton legacy has never been just about ownership. It's about identity, family, purpose, history, Losing control of the ranch doesn't simply mean losing property. It means losing the thing that defines these characters. That's why every decision feels desperate. That's why every betrayal cuts deeper. And that's why episode 7 could become one of the season's most emotional chapters. Several trailer moments suggest relationships reaching breaking points. Trust appears thinner than ever. Forgiveness seems unlikely. And reconciliation may already be impossible. If those tensions finally explode, the consequences could permanently reshape the balance of power. Now, let's make one final prediction. By the end of episode 7, I don't think the biggest shock will be a death. I don't think it will be a fight. I don't even think it will be a takeover. I believe the biggest shock will be a revelation, a secret, a piece of information that forces everyone to reevaluate what they've been fighting for. Because the trailer keeps hinting that someone knows more than they're saying. And when that truth finally emerges, it could instantly create new alliances while destroying old ones. Which brings us to the biggest unanswered mystery heading into episode 7. Who is actually controlling the game? Is it the obvious power players we've been watching all season? Or is there a hidden strategist quietly moving pieces across the board while everyone else battles for scraps? The trailer refuses to answer that question. And honestly, that's what makes episode 7 so exciting. Because if our theories are correct, we're not just heading toward another chapter in the ranch war. We're heading toward the moment that reveals what this war has truly been about all along. And when that revelation arrives, everything changes.